on the ice for the start of the third period. Looking at the second period, the Canadians breaking a 1-1 tie with goals by Stéphane Richer and Brian Skrudland, and they led 3-1. But less than a minute after the Skrudland goal, Dave Hunter scored for Pittsburgh, and despite being outshot by the Canadians, 19-6 in the period and 37-17 overall through the first 40 minutes, it's a one-goal hockey game, and the Penguins are hanging tough, and the Canadians have a 3-2 lead.
There are a lot of comments by the Pittsburgh people about their goaltending this year, but I don't think after 2 periods they could ask for much more than what they've got from Peter Angelo. 19 shots in that period, 18 in the first period. So can he stand another 18 or 19 shots and stay in this hockey game?
Robinson in his own zone to Carbonneau to Gainey, and the third period is underway. Well, I think Canadian fans, by the same token, Scotty, are saying, can their team come up with another 18 or 19 shot period? They haven't had good third periods in the last several games. Puck in the Pittsburgh zone. Robinson, there's the first shot of this period, and Peter Angelo steered it wide on the short side. Brown gets the puck into the center ice area. Lemieux using his feet, trying to kicking it ahead to Callender. Didn't get through to him. Gainey, center ice zone, couldn't get started. Brown takes over for Pittsburgh. Brown was on that Canadian winning team in the juniors. Overseas, Lemieux in front, but intended for Brown, knocked down by Chelios. Now it's Dahlin. Dahlin hands it back to Carbonneau, and Carbonneau plays it off the boards out to center ice. They didn't give the Canadians credit for a shot on that drive that came in by Robinson. I thought it was on the net short side. Here comes Buskus ahead to Callender. Callender with Lemieux at the line. Mario Lemieux, left side, lost control of the puck against Chelios. Behind the net now, Robinson plays it around on the boards, and Mike McPhee, who had a great scoring chance late in the period, second period, couldn't get by at his own blue line. Brown after the puck now, knocked away from him by Chelios. Far side, Robinson for the Canadians. Robinson ahead to McPhee. McPhee to Nyland, back to McPhee, but he was stopped at the line. It's quickly ahead now. Here is Mario Lemieux working against Chelios, who didn't go for the big deke. They go in behind the net, and Skrudland takes over for Montreal. Nyland, right side. Nyland to Skrudland, the pass knocked away from him as they got to the blue line. McPhee plays it back into the Pittsburgh zone, and Doug Bodger goes behind his own goal line for the Penguins as the Canadians make changes now. Penguins do have a fresh line out there. 3-2 Montreal. Offside Pittsburgh called at the Canadians' blue line. From the Forum in Montreal, this is Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
You're about to witness a crime.
What? I'm going to dive. I'm going to do the double reverse half gainer with the pipe. Please talk me out of this.
Okay.
No, all right.
No, go ahead.
Take a picture of this. It's maybe the last one. Keep it low pro.
They're on vacation.
I'm watching.
They've saved all year
I'm watching.
just for this.
Ah!
If cash is stolen, it's gone for good. So carry American Express traveler's checks. The only ones that can deliver refunds right to you. Don't leave home without them.
Well, there's a final score. The Edmonton Oilers having a rough trip into the eastern part of the NHL map, losing tonight to the Islanders 3-2. Only goes so long, I guess, without them. There's the puck in the crease. Chance for McElwain. Another chance. Missed it. Pittsburgh coming close to tying it off that faceoff. Puck down in the Penguin zone. Peter Angelo stops it. Swings it around behind his own net. Hunter, a former Oiler, into the center ice area. Ludwig chases it. McElwain there. Ludwig comes up with the puck, and it's off Walter's stick to Hillier in the center ice zone. 2:25 gone here in the third period. I'm Dick Irvin with Scotty Bowman and Brian McFarland at the Montreal Forum. The Canadians and the Penguins. Over 18,000 in attendance tonight, and they see Rick Green shoot the puck behind the net. Scotty, my eyes might not be so bad after all. Hunter didn't get credit for that goal. They changed it.
Well, you thought somebody tipped it in, and they did.
Loney from Hunter and Hillier, the call on that goal. Kachowski a drive. Rebound. Kachowski's there. To the side. They score. The Penguins have tied the game. Goodis with his second goal of the night and of his NHL career. And a look at the Canadiens bench tells it all as they have seen a 3-1 lead disappear. 3-3.
This has been their best line, and with just a normal shoot-in, and Hayward lets the rebound bounce out, and Goddess goes to this side of the net, and the puck comes across, and he gets an open net goal. So Goddess and Loney and Kachowski have been, they're not household names like Lemieux, but they've been the line of the hour for the Penguins tonight.
3-3, the goal coming at 2:52. And this business of the Canadians frittering away suit the fans here at the Montreal Forum. So there you have the announcement by Claude Mouta. And Loney has been in all 3 Pittsburgh goals, Scotty, with a goal and 2 assists. Katowski with a couple of assists. And we've got a 3-3 tie. There's another final score. And the St. Louis Blues, who came into the Forum 2 nights ago and beat the Canadiens 4-1. They think Quebec is a great place to visit. They went up to the Colisée tonight, where the Canadiens are tomorrow, and they upset the Nordics 5-3.
Well, we saw the Oilers come in here and lose and go up to Quebec and get a tie, so that's pretty good company for the Blues. But they had a good road trip about a month ago. Then they went home and they got into a lot of trouble. But how much trouble can you get in that division? And now they're moving up again.
Oh, big save by Peter Angelo off a blast from the point by Larry Robinson. Well, the St. Louis Blues will be hosting the All-Star game this year. Scotty will be there for Hockey Night in Canada. I hope they have a good crowd sellout. Here's the face-off won by Carbonneau from Mario Lemieux. And Peter Angelo makes the glove grab.
Carbonneau got that one right back, and Robinson was able to put everything into it.
Here's Robinson again. Another one. This one misses the net off the backboards. Mario Lemieux can't control it, and Momesso bats it deeper into the zone. Carbonneau tries to come up with it. Hunter takes over now. Hunter to Siren. Siren to center ice. There is Chelios. Chelios shoots it back in. Offside signal, but then wiped out. Coffey. Haven't seen him wind up, Scotty, with the skating, but here's a break now. Here's Hunter on that left side. He shoots right on. Hayward the save. Robinson up to center ice alley to Carbonneau. Right side just a bit too far for Momesso. In the corner, Carbonneau has it there. Plays it behind the net. Momesso with it. Back to Robinson. Robinson a shot. His second straight on the net, and it's grabbed by Peter Angelo, who hangs on for a face-off in the Penguin zone. 3:58 gone in the third period. The Penguins have scored in this period. We've got a 3-3 tie.
It's the times together, laughing with the ones you know. It's the times together, happy just being at home. It's a taste.
There's nothing like the taste of Kentucky Fried Chicken to make times together great.
It's the taste for sharing, it's the taste for living. Kentucky Fried Chicken, it's the taste.
Face off to the right of Frank Peter Angelo. Quinn and Corson on the draw. It's a long way from Muskegon in the International Hockey League to the NHL, but young Steve Gaudas has made that transition tonight for sure, with a couple of goals. Richer stopped up. McElwain shoots it right back in, and the Penguins doing a number here. And right here, Scotty, they seem to be out hustling the Canadians. A little bit more zip in their legs, I think.
And the Canadians' record in the third period has to be bothering them.
Corson comes up with a buck in a scramble deep in the Montreal zone. Naslin ahead. Richer can't reach it. Bodger cut in front of him. And the puck is back inside the Montreal line for Mike Lawler. Plays it ahead. Peter Angelo stops it to wave off any icing or two-line pass. Now it's Naslin with it. Naslin to Corson. Corson looking for Richer, who was covered in front of the net by Busquets. Chelios at the blue line. Over to Robinson. Robinson in front. Naslin all alone. Naslin in front. Can't get the shot away as he stick handles it away from getting a shot, but there's a penalty call coming up for cross-checking. We get people milling around in front of the Pittsburgh goal crease, and this is the first scene like this that we have had in what has been very much a tame hockey game. But Naslin had the chance, but it's a tougher chance, Scotty, when a player is standing still.
Yes, and Robinson, who got the pass from Chelios, as Robinson was getting the pass, Naslin got in the clear, but didn't convert it.
So the Canadians will go on the power play as Brown goes to the penalty box.
Only from Dodge. 2 trucks for the price of 1. Compact plus full size. It's the mid-size Dodge Dakota. The fuel economy and sporty handling of a compact. The comfort, cargo space, and pulling power of a full size. 2 trucks in 1, plus 7 115 warranty protection. Mid-size Dakota from the Dodge family of Ram Tough trucks.
When the going gets tough, the tough get going tough.
4 minutes and 55 seconds, the time of the cross-checking penalty called on Brown, so the Canadians get a power play chance.
Well, Nazel, he could see that Robinson was going to get that puck, and he went into the slot area, but he had trouble really controlling it before he could get a shot away.
Sira in his own zone fires it down the right side.
Lemieux generally only finishes up most of the penalty-killing situations. He's starting to kill this one with Hunter.
Coffey on the ice as well. Chelios at center ice for the Canadians. Drills it off the boards. Smith tied up by Dave Hunter, but gets to the puck. Smith to Ryan Walter. Sharp angle shot. Save was made. Walter fell over Claude Lemieux's stick that was lying behind the Pittsburgh net. Here is Coffey. Shooting it into the zone. Hayward out of the net. Canadians regrouping in their own zone. 40 seconds gone in the penalty to Rob Brown as Chelios makes that same play, shooting it off the corner board. After it is Ryan Walter this time. He skated right by it, and the Penguins shoot it down the ice as Loney got to it for Pittsburgh.
It looked like a pretty good chance for Coffey, but Smith got back. Instead of being a 3-on-2, it was a 3-on-3, and he forced him to shoot it in.
Naslund at center ice making moves. Now here is Robinson. He's triple team. Smith follows up on the play. Bobby Smith tries to send it back to Naslund. The pass didn't make it. Rick Green moving in. Green very seldom on a power play, but he's out there now. Green to Lemieux. Right side. Robinson at the blue line. Goddess is out there. Now it's Robinson again with a shot. Gets through. Peter Angelo the save, and he holds on. Lemieux pushing with Bodger, and Buskus came in. Been known to be a kind of a policeman with the Penguins. A lot of people think, Scotty, they've been picking on Lemieux lately a lot. You see some replays of it. The 4 players who jumped to his aid. Buskus in there. That's a particular situation, but not with Mario.
2 games Saturday on Hockey Night in Canada at Maple Leaf Gardens. A Norris matchup featuring Detroit and the Leafs, while in Uniondale, New York, the Islanders host the Montreal Canadiens.
Now there's the score, 3-3. 37 seconds remaining in the penalty being served by Rob Brown of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Claude Lemieux wearing a face protector. You notice he got a shiner in his right eye, but he suffered a broken bone in that area, just to the side of his eye. The game in Boston a week ago Thursday night, and missed the game here a week ago tonight when the Canadians played and defeated the New York Rangers.
Well, here's Chelios. Looks like he's gone in the middle to take this face off.
Totally new setup for the Canadians here. Jean Perron being very frustrated by his team's lack of productivity in the power play, and Rick Green out there. They didn't even touch the puck off that face-off. The Penguins shot it down the ice, and Richer loses it to Hunter. The Penguins control. Good job by Hunter. He's been very much in evidence tonight for this hockey club. Hunter works his way back, doing a good job killing time. 2 Swedes over there against him, Naslund and Dahlin, and Hunter. Good job by Dave Hunter.
Well, he's seeing a lot more ice time, playing in the shadows of so many stars in Edmonton. Although he was a good defensive player, played more in the playoffs than he did during the regular season.
Penalty over. Brown out of the box, almost collided with Chelios coming out of his own zone at the blue line area. Here's Chelios. Ahead to Gainey with Richer now. Richer trying to barge through at the defense. He gets through, but the puck doesn't. Brown falls down. Dahlin backed away. Now he gets it. Dahlin to Richer. Peter Angelo with a great save. Richer is checked off the puck by Mario Lemieux. Here he comes against Rick Green. Moving in, a shot. Saved by Hayward. Best burst that Lemieux has come up with tonight. Save for the breakaway he missed in the first period. Here is Dahlin. Play picks up right here. Dahlin into the Pittsburgh zone. Now it's Richer. Richer stick handling being checked, and Coffey took it away from him from behind. Paul Coffey one-hands a pass to Mario Lemieux. It's 2-on-1 with Charlie Simmer. Here's Simmer in. Simmer gets it back to Sear on a drive. That's knocked down in front. Dahlin with it. And he just backhands it down the ice, and the Canadians under pressure from the Penguins will be called for icing as Coffey goes back and touches it. They have played exactly 8 minutes. 3-3 the score, third period. Hockey Night in Canada returns in just a moment.
You can't miss with the silver bullet cruising light. The right light. You can't miss with the silver bullet. The flavor is mellow, the taste is light. Oh, just can't miss with the bullet tonight.
Faceoff will be in the Canadian zone to the right of Brian Hayward, who has to thank his goalpost for making the save on Charlie Simmer, following Simmer's setup on the pass from Mario Lemieux.
You saw the value of Coffey, who took it off of Richer and started that play. It ended up a 2-on-1. Lemieux put it right on Simmer's stick, and Simmer hit the goalpost. Did the most action for the Penguins as far as scoring chances. Lemieux went 1-on-1 with Green and got a good shot away as well.
Face-off won by Loney. Dahlquist, a shot deflected wide, almost hit the referee. Steal there by Gottis. In front to Loney, but he was tied up by Robinson. Carbonneau with it now. Ahead for Bob Gainey at center ice, the veteran Canadiens captain. Left side for Ludwig, and he passes it, intercepted by the veteran Hillier. Ahead to Loney, can't quite reach it. Robinson takes over for the Canadiens, batted it to Gainey. Gainey a pass to Ludwig, and Ludwig at center ice for Montreal flips it over the head of Dahlquist into the Pittsburgh zone.
And Perron's decided he has to get somebody to check this line. He's got the Carbonneau-Gainey line out against this Gottis line that's been so good for the Penguins.
Didn't expect to come here tonight, Scotty, to see Guy Carbonneau checking on Steve Gottis. I'll tell you that. There's a high stick from a Penguin to a Penguin. The fans reacted. Actually, the official reacted somewhat late on that. He allowed that play to carry in a bit deeper into the Penguin zone before the whistle was blown, as it should have been. Now we had some action here a little while ago. Great stop by Peter Angelo off Stéphane Richer.
Yeah, this ends up, Richer goes to the side of the net on his off wing, and Richer got a good chance, and Peter Angelo made the save. The Penguins came right up, and this was the one-on-one. This is good strength by Lemieux, and he got a good shot away. Hayward was able to cave down and make the save. And then Simmer hits the goalpost after he was sent in alone by Lemieux.
3-3 the score. Nearing the halfway point. Third period. Lemieux to Smith. That's Claude Lemieux. Ryan Walter couldn't control the pass, and Hunter plays it off the boards down inside the Canadian zone. McElwain watching on Green and almost stealing it clean there. Not quite. Green has it again deep in the Canadiens' end of the rink for Mike Lawler. Lawler on the right side. Lemieux, cross-ice pass to Bobby Smith. Smith moving in, passing it to Claude Lemieux. Lemieux with speed, and then can't get the shot away as Quinn was checking for Pittsburgh. Busquets plays it around on the boards. McElwain on the right side at center ice off the stick of Quinn. Green takes over. 3-3 the score. Barry Lemieux doesn't have a point. He has been held pointless this season only 6 times in 45 games. Here comes Claude Lemieux was stopped, and here's Mario Lemieux. Well, I said it. What happens here? Shoots. Brian Hayward with a tremendous save of Mario Lemieux. You can't make them any better than that.
Well, Lemieux come off the bench and got the long pass, was in alone from the blue line in, and that's his favorite spot. There's a look at Pierre Kramer, and he said, and I don't know how many times I've seen Lemieux miss breakaways, not 2 in 1 game, but here's a good chance. Lemieux was there, and he puts it right into Hayward's glove, and Hayward's outstretched glove makes a big save, keeps it at 3-3.
Well, you wonder about teams getting a lift from an individual play. Well, if that stop by Brian Hayward doesn't give his teammates a lift, I don't know what else he can do than stop the game's #1 gunner right now on a clear breakaway. 3-3 the score. Hayward has to make another save there off Elie Siret. Puck loose at the side of the Montreal net. Here's Lemieux trying to stuff it. He's knocked down by Skrudland, and we've got a penalty call here. Brian Skrudland went high on Mario Lemieux. He gets a high sticking call. So with the Penguins showing some momentum right here, now they get an edge in the manpower department as Skrudland's gone at 9:55 of this third period.
In all the frozen and faraway places, at all the lonely hours, day or night, there's a Tony Thompson striving to push a black puck on white ice toward the goal. Esso retailers are involved in hockey from beginners to Olympians for all the Tonys and Michaels and Lindas. Because service to the community doesn't stop at the gas pump.
Now there's Brian Skrudland, the native of Saskatoon, in the penalty box for high sticking Mario Lemieux. 5 seconds shy of the halfway point here in this third period. Here's the reason why Skrudland's gone for 2 minutes.
A B line and went up high on Lemieux.
All right, Pittsburgh with a big chance here. Coffey a shot. It deflected in behind Hayward. Came out the other side. Penguins with pressure on. They're on the power play. Mario Lemieux to Doug Bodger over to Paul Coffey. Back to Mario Lemieux and his shot. Weak and wide. Knocked in by the gloved hand of Jock Gallagher. There wasn't much doubt about that, and there won't be any argument. It wasn't a case of just hitting him. It was a case of him batting the puck down and into the net. Pierre Kramer worked for Ronald Corey after a fashion last season as the coach of Sherbrooke in the American League.
It was a good play from Bodger to Coffey over to Lemieux for a one-timer, and Lemieux doesn't miss many of them. There's the chance that Callender used his glove to put the puck in, but Lemieux had an excellent scoring chance from that area about 30 feet out in the just off the slot area, but he fanned on the puck and it went behind the net. Callender goes in and puts it with his glove. Coffey's hoping the referee didn't see it, but it's no goal.
Callender from Regina played in the International League with Muskegon and was signed as a free agent. There's a final score. The Sabres and the Capitals at the Cap Center playing to a 3-3 tie. Pittsburgh out shooting the Canadiens in this period 9-5 and outplaying them right from the start. 3-3 the score. They tied it in this period. They were down 3-1 late in the second. Chelios hanging on to the puck and leaning against it up on the glass in the Canadian zone. A minute and a half left in Skrudland's penalty.
The way that Bodger and Coffey both shoot the puck, they try to shoot off passes, and they'll try to get it back, especially with Lemieux playing on that other side. They like Lemieux on the left side, and Quinn will take the right side. Callender will try and stay in front. But Coffey and Bodger both shoot the puck very well.
Carbonneau, one of the penalty killers for the Montreal Canadiens, along with Bob Gainey, Chris Chelios, and Craig Ludwig. 3-3 tie at the Forum. Puck comes back for Bodger. Lemieux to Bodger at the blue line. Back to Mario Lemieux left side. Across it comes. Quinn can't get the shot away. Coffey follows up. Plays it behind the net. Lemieux is there. Ludwig jams him. Chelios with the puck for the Canadiens. Slips a short pass to Gainey, and Gainey dumps it out into the center right zone. Coffey being watched by Carbonneau. Plays it across to Bodger at the Pittsburgh line. Bodger back to Coffey on a nice play. Coffey making moves. A shot right on the save. Hayward. Chelios with the rebound. Drills it off the corner boards and down the ice.
Coffey scored 2 of his 3 goals against Chicago in similar fashion, going in with the defense backing in. He's got a very good wrist shot, and he can shoot when the puck is right between his legs. He's one of the unusual shooters in this league.
Callender with the puck now. 40 seconds left in the Pittsburgh power play. Callender into the corner. Plays it behind the net. Lemieux is there for Bodger to Coffey. He waits, takes a look. Now back to Bodger again. Doug Bodger back to Paul Coffey. A shot wide. Quinn with it. A shot. Hayward got over and made the save. Good quick release by Quinn. The short side was open, Scotty. Hayward slid across and made the stop.
I think Quinn would like to have got it up a little higher, and Hayward was able to come across. Coffey, he's shaking his head because he doesn't miss the net too much from that distance, but the puck came off the backboard very quickly. And Quinn had an excellent chance, similar to Lemieux's chance that he fanned on.
25 seconds remaining in the Skrudland penalty. The Penguins' next game at home against Edmonton. That will be a sellout in Pittsburgh for sure. The Canadiens take a train tonight, would you believe, after this game to Quebec City like the old days. Well, there's Hartford. They were leading, was it 5-0 into the first period? Anyway, it ended up 5-0 over Minnesota.
I think after 5 minutes in the first period, they had a goalie change. It was about 3-0 at the time, and Taco went in for Beaupre. There's a good chance that Quinn had, and Lemieux was there for the rebound, had it come loose.
Lemieux ready for the face-off against Carbonneau in the Canadian zone. Canadians killing the penalty to Skrudland. Chelios comes up with it as Carbonneau won the draw. He's done a good job on that against Lemieux tonight. And the puck off the boards and then deflected, looks like into the penalty box area. So that killed some time, about 6 seconds worth, and the face-off will be in the neutral zone with 19 seconds remaining in the Skrudland penalty.
With 25 seconds left on the power play, the big chance for the Penguins would have been had they got the draw back and put some pressure on, but Carbonneau a little quicker than Lemieux, and he was able to kick it away with his skate. We saw there the strength of Lemieux, but Carbonneau was able to get his skate on it, and 19 seconds left in the power play for the face-off outside the Canadiens' blue line.
Scotty, I'm old enough to remember when teams used to use defensemen to take the face-off in their own zone. They just poleaxe the other guy, just take him out. He didn't care about the puck.
Well, I think the last one was Punch Imlach with Toronto. He used to use defensemen most of the time.
5 seconds left in the Montreal penalty. Siren in his own zone for Pittsburgh. Skrudland out of the box, so the Canadians held on, and it's still a 3-3 tie. The far side, Kachowski couldn't get by Lawler on the play. Puck is back in the Canadian zone. Mike Lawler off the boards and out to center ice. Hillier missed it. Here's a race for it. Carbonneau is after it. Siren comes over. Carbonneau hauled down on the play. We've got a penalty call against the Penguins. So the Canadians, killing the penalty successfully, now will go on the power play with 7:47 left, regulation time.
Want to go to university? These Canadian university students are getting a degree, a salary, and that important first job, all funded by the Canadian Armed Forces. Want a degree in the future? We're under recruiting in the Yellow Pages. It's your choice, your future.
Well, Carbonneau drew this penalty. It looked like he was going to shoot it in, but he decided to keep going, and he forced Hillier to bring him down. A good play by Carbonneau puts the Canadians on the power play.
Face-off in the Pittsburgh zone. Take a look at it here as it happened just at the blue line area. Bobby Smith set for with McElwain. Smith, Walter, Naslund, Robinson, and Richer for Montreal. And the Penguins get it out. McElwain up front along with Hunter. Buskus on defense with Bodger for the Penguins. Richer flips it in. Naslund after it. Steers it behind the net for Walter. Ryan Walter to Bobby Smith. Smith gets it to Robinson. He lets a shot go. Walter cutting in front. May have touched it. I don't know. It comes across on the boards here now. Naslund has it in the corner. Robinson comes in. Bobby Smith misses the net with a backhand. Robinson to Naslund, just a bit too far. He picks it up, however. Gets it behind the goal line area for Walter. Back to Naslund along the boards. Mats Naslund with it now. Digging the puck free. Naslund coming back toward the blue line. Now on the left side to Robinson. Robinson across to Richer, and he didn't handle the pass right, and the Canadians have to regroup. Center ice zone. Smith into the Pittsburgh end of the rink. Smith with it. Tries to feed it to Richer. Bad pass. Buskus picked it off, and he shoots it down the ice.
Well, Buskus read it well, and Smith didn't get anything on that pass. He tried to fool Buskus, but Buskus had to stick right on the ice.
Puck shot back into the Canadian zone. 45 seconds left in the penalty being served by the Penguins defenseman Randy Hillier. Stéphane Richer, he has a goal tonight in this game, making moves around Mario Lemieux. Richer bumped at the blue line. Dahlin follows up for Montreal. Dahlin to the backhand. Puck rolls through in front. Corson tries to center it to Claude Lemieux, but it was blocked, and the Penguins shoot it down the ice. 22 seconds left in the penalty tie. Lemieux at the blue line, right side, good move against Coffey. Behind the net, Claude Lemieux that was, but then firing it down the ice was Troy Loney, who's had a big night for the Penguins, the former Lethbridge junior. It's played by Hayward out to Chelios. Chelios faking a pass. 5 seconds left in the power play time. Chelios to the line. The Canadians kind of get all fouled up there at the blue line, and Coffey brings it out. Out of the penalty box comes Hillier. Coffey overskated the puck. Hunter follows up for Pittsburgh. Hunter stops, flips it through now. Players jam. Corson comes up with it as he took it away from McElwain. At the line, Buskus can't control it. Here's a break now. Lemieux, Claude Lemieux, moving into the zone. Stops up as Buskus was checking for Pittsburgh. Bodger bumped by Corson. Claude Lemieux tries to jam it home, and he's knocked flat by Ron Buskus. Bodger with it now for the Penguins. 5:15 left in regulation time. Ludwig, a pass, dangerous pass across his own blue line. Hunter is there for Pittsburgh. He's intercepted by Chelios. Center ice for Chris Chelios of the Canadians. Chelios spun around by Hillier. Quinn to the Canadian zone. On the stick handle, a shot. Wide, Ludwig with it now. Ahead, behind Nyland, and the Canadians right here are going to be called. Hillier goes back after it, and with 4:46 remaining in the third period, it will be an icing call and brings the faceoff back into the Canadian zone. 3-3 the score. Hockey Night in Canada returns in just a moment.
Saturday on Hockey Hockey Night in Canada, 2 games and 2 great players. At Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, Steve Yzerman and the Detroit Red Wings visit the Maple Leafs, while in Uniondale, New York, it's Pat LaFontaine and the Islanders hosting the Montreal Canadiens. That's the Red Wings and the Maple Leafs, Islanders, Canadiens, Saturday on Hockey Night in Canada.
Well, Scotty, they're getting down to the short strokes of the time clock right here with 4:46 to go.
The play seems to have more flow. In the last 10 minutes, both teams, sensing there are only a few minutes left, have gone on the attack. And I thought the Canadiens' power play let them down a little bit, except for the chance by Michel Baline. They really didn't have a good other shot.
Well, the scoring hero for the Penguins is not number 66, it's number 16, Steve Godis, with his first 2 NHL goals tonight. He took that face-off. Hillier kept the puck in the zone, but now it's Brian Skrudland. But he coughs it up along the boards to Dahlquist, who then loses to Skrudland, but the Penguins control. Kachowski shot blocked before it got very far by Green. Mike McPhee for the Canadiens, who had a fine scoring chance late in the second period. Puck deflects off the arm of Kachowski. Dahlquist comes back, puck on end, fires it wide off the backboard. McPhee can't get anywhere. Loney with it. This is the line that does the scoring for Pittsburgh. Nyland jolts Loney with a check, knocks him down. Skrudland to Lawler. Lawler plays it into the zone. He's bumped by Dahlquist. After it, deep, the veteran Simmer. Charlie Simmer runs into traffic, and the puck is still in the corner to the left of the Pittsburgh zone. Momesso and Skrudland mucking in there for Montreal. Momesso gets it back at the point for Lawler with a flip shot that rolls through. Peter Angelo skipped away from him, hit him in the leg. Kind of just gave a big sigh of relief there in the goal crease, as that was almost costly. Here is Mario Lemieux into the zone on the right side. Knocked down by Gainey before he could get the shot away. The puck ended up underneath him. Good solid check by Bob Gainey. Flattens Mario Lemieux in the Canadian zone. Hockey Night in Canada returns in just a moment.
Right now, when you buy the Escort Extra Value Package, you'll get tinted glass, cloth seats, rear window defroster, and AM/FM stereo radio. Plus, you'll also get the very complete Ford Escort L with a spirited 1.9-liter electronically fuel-injected engine, front-wheel drive, 4-wheel independent suspension, a 6-year limited powertrain and corrosion warranty, and 40 other standard features. Escort, for hundreds less than Honda Civic, thousands less than Toyota Corolla. Ford Escort, best-selling car in the world.
Well, there you see the time remaining. Top right-hand corner of your screen, 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Face-off outside the Canadiens' line. Carbonneau against Mario Lemieux. And it's back into the Pittsburgh zone off Lemieux's stick. Siren after it as the puck is stopped there by Peter Angelo. Lemieux, right side. Flips it wide of the net. After it is Chelios. Chelios ahead off the stick of Momesso, and the Penguins take over. Coffey and Siren. This is Siren with it. And he's intercepted by Gainey, who hands it right back to the Penguin defenseman. Callender to Mario Lemieux. Made a move on Robinson, but the puck got away from him. Lemieux in the corner. He and Chelios go down there. Robinson backhands it behind the net. Good anticipation by Coffey as he came in, pinched in. The puck went off Carbonneau, however, and deflects out of play. Scotty, the Canadiens are sitting here all night. They look up at the out-of-town board. They see that the Flyers beat Bruins 6-4. Scott Bellamy getting 2 goals as Philadelphia had a 6-0 lead. Boy, that's got to be incentive. They can take over first place.
I think the killer instinct that you're talking about, it happens in games, but the fact that both Boston and Montreal have been going, this is a pretty good check. I think that Gainey comes in and knocks Lemieux to the ice, but you know, they've each had a chance on many occasions in the last couple of weeks to stretch it to 3 points. It seems when one team loses, the other team loses. And in watching Lemieux here tonight, who always been held off the score sheet, he really is in that neutral zone, and Dick, his anticipation, if that puck so many times it just about gets by Canadiens defenseman, and Lemieux's on the prowl.
He's been in alone twice tonight. In the first period, he missed the net. In the third period, he was robbed of a goal by a remarkable save by the Canadiens' Brian Hayward. 3-3 with 2:43 remaining regulation time. Puck, actually, that was McElwain, I think, the Pittsburgh player, who batted that puck back toward his own net, and Peter Angelo had to make a save.
And also what it does when you're Jean Perron and you're trying to get the checking line out, because Lemieux has been, I think Kramer's done a good job this year of keeping him on different lines. You really don't know when he's coming out next. So your offensive players, any chance that when Lemieux's off, you notice tonight it's always been Naslin and Richer most of the time. But that's tough on fellas like Smith and Claude Lemieux, who'd like to get in on the offense as well.
Well, talking about getting points, Bobby Smith's had a pretty good run for the Canadians with 40 points his last 25 games, and he has an assist in this one here tonight. Smith with the puck now as he kicks it back to Craig Ludwig with an end-over-end weak shot. Peter Angelo hangs on. So we'll have another face-off in the Canadian zone. Mary Lemieux on the Pittsburgh bench right now, as we are 2.5 minutes plus 3 seconds away from...
Well, it's amazing, Dick, with, averaging about 5 shots a game. We were looking up today. I think Mike Gartner was the next forward. He was 46 shots behind Mario Lemieux going into tonight's game. So, you're talking 1 shot per game. Raymond Bourque was second overall in the league with 216 shots, and Lemieux going into this game had 231. So, they say the guy who gets the most shots is going to get the most goals, and in Lemieux's case, that's going to be true.
Smith and Quinn on the face-off. False start as Hunter moves on the play. Now the puck is dropped. Walter falls down. Buskus with it for Pittsburgh. Naslund tries to knock it down and keep it in play, and does. Bobby Smith with it now. Smith a pass, and it redirected right to the short side. Peter Angelo had to make an alert move with the hockey stick there, and it deflects out of play. So we'll have another face-off in the Pittsburgh zone, this time with 2 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in this third period. A 3-3 tie as we look at the coaches, Sean Perron and Pierre Kramer.
And it must be pretty tempting for Pierre Kramer with just 2:19 in regulation not to put Lemieux out there, because when Canadians having the last change, he probably would draw Carbonneau, although Carbonneau's had a much better night than Lemieux on face-offs.
False start on that face-off, so they'll do it all over again in the Pittsburgh zone. Now you see the helmet of Dave Newell. More and more, the officials go to the helmet in the NHL. Pittsburgh controls. Hunter ahead for Callender. He's alone to the Canadians' line, right side against Craig Ludwig. Makes the move on Ludwig. Callender goes behind the net. Walter squeezes him out along the boards. Quinn tries to keep it in the zone. Callender's down on his knees, gets up again. Quinn with the puck in behind for Pittsburgh. Callender trying to get a shot away. Quinn follows up, but they can't get clear now. It's Quinn again. Quinn making a circle. A shot knocked down by Hayward, short side. Hayward plays it back into the corner, and Quinn tries to get it again. Quinn against Naslund on that far side. This is really scrambly right here. Minute 40 remaining as Callender corner. It's Hunter with it now. Hunter behind the net. Callender falls down, and Bobby Smith comes up with the puck for the Canadians and starts out down the left side. Pass to Naslund at center ice. Stick handling to the Pittsburgh line. Mats Naslund making moves. He's checked from behind by Godas, and the Penguins get a break, and it's Lemieux against Robinson on the right side. Mario lets a shot go wide, short side. It's off the backboards and all the way back down into the Pittsburgh zone.
We had a good look at Dan Quinn keeping that puck in. Canadians were fortunate that they never got it out, but they never had a chance. The Pittsburgh Penguins never got a shot on goal.
Lemieux keeps the puck in at the Canadians' line after the rush by Coffey started the play. Into the final minute of play in regulation time. Lemieux behind the net. He and Chelios come together. They're up against the boards. Chelios plays it to Robinson. Robinson swings around the other side ahead for Carbonneau. McPhee on the right side. Around Coffey. McPhee in, and Peter Angelo makes the save on the short side. Puck deflects out in front. Nobody there for Montreal, and Mary Lemieux plays it ahead. Knocked away by Robinson to Chelios to Carbonneau to McPhee moving in. McPhee alone shoots. What a save. The rebound, and Peter Angelo saves again, and the Penguins cover up on the play. What a chance for Mike McPhee. The whistle goes with 28 seconds left in regulation time.
Boy, did Mike McPhee get in here twice just by sheer effort, and he's developing a pretty good play here where if he goes one-on-one with a defenseman, he just about makes it all the way, and here was his last chance, and McPhee just about got through, got off balance, and here on the rebound, he doesn't get it up, and Peter Angelo makes another save. Well, he had the game on his stick. He just didn't get it up high enough, and Peter Angelo, who was there, sprawled out, couldn't do much else except hope the puck hit him, and it did.
Penguins have called timeout as we look at some Pittsburgh fans here amongst the 18,000 who are at the Montreal Forum, 18,062. And Mike McPhee had that great chance, Scotty, in the final minute of the second period. Did the same thing. He beat the man on his own and had the chance.
Well, here's a fellow that's had a strong game for the Penguins in Peter Angelo. Not quite as busy in this period as he was in the first two, but a lot of close-in shots for the Canadians. They haven't been able to get the puck up on him tonight, and that's been their downfall.
Well, he's had to face 46. The McPhee shots were numbers 45 and 46 on that rush. So now the siren goes to indicate the end of what is officially designated as a 30-second timeout. Usually ends up about a minute and 30 seconds. As Brian Hayward, who had gone over to the Canadiens bench for a swig of the water bottle, goes back into position now in the Canadiens goal crease. And Peter Angelo does likewise at the Pittsburgh defensive end of the rink.
Well, such a tight race in the Patrick division, every point being so big, Dick. And the Penguins, they didn't fall too far behind when they're in that 10-game streak where they didn't win a game, but they've come up with 3 road wins and looking at hoping to get a point out of this one with 28 seconds in regulation time. I'm sure they would settle for a point at this point in the game.
Face off to the right of Peter Angelo. Carbonneau set against Quinn. Canadians had 3 centers out there, Scotty. Corson, Carbonneau, and Skrudland. But Quinn won the face-off to Mario Lemieux. At center ice, it's Dave Hunter. Pass blocked by Skrudland, wrapped back into the zone. Penguins on the move. Here's Lemieux. Checked by Skrudland on the play. Carbonneau. Center ice, 9 seconds left. Robinson after it. And it would appear that we are going to get a bit of extra time of play for our money tonight because the siren goes, regulation time ends, and the teams are tied. So Brian Hayward's big save off Mario Lemieux looms large in this one. It's a 3-3 tie at the end of 3 here at the Montreal Forum. We'll return with overtime in just a moment.
Make sure all
each year, the service technicians at Goodyear Certified Auto Service Centers go back to school. They're always learning, always upgrading their skills, which means for our people, school's never out. That's another commitment we're making to you to keep your car serviced right. Every time. Nobody else does it like Goodyear. At Goodyear Certified Auto Service Centers, you know it's right.
People ask me, you didn't start with much. How'd you do so well? Hard work, and a wise person at Scotiabank who once gave me this advice. Pay your bills every month, yes, but pay yourself too. Now, that advice stuck. So time, Scotiabank, and the power of compound interest did the rest. It's not fancy, but it works.
We'll show you how the right savings plan can build a financial comfort zone. We've helped other people make it. We'll help you make it too.
Teams taking a break in the overtime intermission. Pittsburgh and the Canadians tied. It's 3-3. Gotis with 2 and Loney have scored for the Penguins. Dahlin, Richer, and Skrudland for Montreal. The only goal of the third period came at 2:52. The Penguins, who had made it 3-2 on Loney's goal late in the second period, tied the game 3-3 on Gotis' goal from Kachowski and Loney. In overtime, this is Pittsburgh's 14th overtime game this season. Their previous record, 1-2, lost 1 and tied 10. The Canadians haven't won a game in overtime. This is their 12th. Their record, 1 loss and 10 ties.
And 28 games out of the 92 games that went into overtime prior to tonight's games were decided. So we're operating about 30%, and the home team won 15 of those 28 games. So it's been pretty well close between the home and the visiting team. 15 wins for the home team and 13 for the visiting team. And I think, Dick, from the standpoint of overtime, it's proved that, you know, when they did an experiment in the minor leagues, when they went past the 5-minute mark, it didn't settle many more games. It only settled about another 12% of the games, and that's the reason the NHL is pretty well stuck with their 5-minute overtime. And it's been pretty steady that it's decided about 30% of the games.
Ronald Corey, the Canadiens president, looking on intently. His team hits the road after this one for 4 straight away from the Forum and 6 of their next 7. Chelios with the puck off the face-off as overtime has begun. Picked off by Siren, offside Pittsburgh, as Simmer had failed to clear the Canadian zone. Scotty, do coaches have any special messages in overtime?
I think with a 5-minute overtime, you really can't have a big strategy. I think from the standpoint of the Penguins, though, they're on the road. They've already established a point after 60 minutes, and I don't think you can really dictate any real policy when you know it's going to end in 5 minutes. A visiting team should try to play for the point.
Coffey, a long shot. Funny bounce off the backboards. Coffey to Dahlin, who didn't see much action in the third period. Now it's Mario Lemieux. Now you settle for a point, but when you get Lemieux and Coffey out there, you also have to think that they've got the firepower to do better than that. Robinson a giveaway here to Lemieux with a backhand. Knocked down. They score! The Penguins! Charlie Simmer and the Pittsburgh Penguins come from behind 3-1. And at 29 seconds of overtime, they have beaten the Montreal Canadiens 4-3.
Well, they were able to hold Lemieux pointless over the first 60 minutes, but it only took 29 seconds into overtime, and on a turnaround, a giveaway by Larry Robinson, they were able to get the winning goal, and Simmer, the goal scorer that he used to be, showed some of his old-time touch and converted this play from quite an angle.
Well, here it is.
Well, there's Mario Lemieux. He gets a backhander away, and it was actually blocked, I think, by Chelios, and the rebound went right to Simmer, and he converted the rebound for the winning goal.
Well, Simmer, number 13, is lucky for Pittsburgh.
A very innocent-looking backhand that Chelios kicked away on the side. He made the save. I don't think Lemieux was just trying to direct the puck at the net. So even though he doesn't score 50 and 50, he goes away a happy player tonight, Mario Lemieux.
Well, he sets up the winning goal as Simmer converts the Lemieux rebound. And what a win for Pittsburgh, Scotty. A 4-game road trip for that team, and they are 4 for 4. They'll be in a great mood when they face Edmonton on Monday night. Here's the 3-star selection.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are tonight's Molson's 3 stars, as selected by François Lemieux from Canadian Press. La première étoile, the first star, Frank Pietrangelo. La deuxième étoile, the second star, Charlie Simmer. Et la troisième étoile, the third star, Brian Hayward. Mesdames et messieurs, nous vous remercions d'être venus au forum ce soir. Nous donnons rendez-vous lundi.
So the Molson Cup 3 stars tonight. Goalie Frank Pietrangelo of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Charlie Simmer, who scored the winning goal the first half minute into overtime, earned star number 2. And the goaltender for Montreal, Brian Hayward, was the 3rd star tonight. 4-3, Penguins over Montreal. Live on CBC, this is Hockey Night in Canada, and we're here with Frank Pietrangelo, the number 1 star of the hockey game tonight. And it was just a few weeks ago you were here as a star of another game, but it was a losing cause that night, as I recall.
Yeah, this is definitely much sweeter with the win tonight. And you know, we stuck to our guns, we fell behind, but you know, it was a good effort and big win for us.
We felt when we saw you last time we'd see a lot more of you, but you've had a kind of a topsy-turvy situation since then, haven't you?
Yeah, I got sent down to the minors shortly after that, but you know, I went down there and worked hard, and have a good coach down there in Rick Lee, and got another chance up here, and it's been a good week for me so far.
We were just saying that Mario had been held scoreless and pointless tonight, and suddenly, with everything on the line, he came through with another veteran, Charlie Simmer.
Yeah, we have some veterans on this club, and now with the acquisition of Coffey and Hunter, you know, it really makes our club that much stronger. So, you know, Mario's always going to be there for us, always going to make the big play for us, and tonight he came through again.
Are you worried at all about Andy Moog possibly joining this club after the Olympics?
I don't think about that too much. Right now, I'm just happy to be here, and I want to play well and help the club win.
You want to see the good save you made tonight, or I think we got a highlight to show you here. Let's pick it up, Frank. Oh yes, you can maybe tell us what's happening here.
Yeah, he split our D here. We were a little bit late reacting, and this is right near the end of the game, 30 seconds left, and he made a shot. And then he got a rebound away, and I just tried to sprawl under it, and then our player shot back under me. It was creeping up between my legs there.
That's right. You got the stick down in time, though, just prior to that. That's a good save.
Well, you get lucky sometimes.
You know what? A couple of fellas caught my eye tonight. Troy Loney for one, and Steve Gattos. Is that how you pronounce that name?
Gattos.
Gattos?
Yeah.
Okay. He's from Prince Albert. Scored 53 goals out there in junior hockey. Suddenly, he's emerged as a possible scoring star with his hockey club.
Right. He's another one. I think there's 8 or 9 of us that have come up from Muskegon this year, sometime, the minor league club, and you know, everybody's contributing a little bit, and a guy like Steve Gattos, who's just a little guy, but he can really skate well, and you know, he hadn't scored, and he knew he had get some pressure on his shoulders, but tonight he came through for us.
You realize that here at the Forum, Pittsburgh hasn't won since 1980, I think it was, December 1980. That's a long way back.
Yeah, that's a few years. I don't know where I was in 1980, but hopefully we start a trend here now. We played well last time, and unfortunately we lost with 2 minutes left in the game. And, you know, like I said, we won 4 big games on the road this week, and now we have Edmonton Monday, so it doesn't get any easier.
No, you have to look forward to that one, and that'll be a reunion for Paul Coffey and Hunter and some of his former teammates, so there should be some fireworks there.
Oh, yeah, they'll definitely be up for that game.
Well, Frank, we want to, again, wish you all the best of luck the rest of this season. Nice to see you again, and we'll see you more from now on.
Thank you very much, Frank.
Frank Pietrangelo, the #1 star of the hockey game tonight, live on CBC. This is Hockey Night in Canada.
So, 2 years overseas, and he thinks he can tell us how to run things. Well, we won't have it.
It's all right. I fixed things. He's traveling overnight on the red eye. He had no choice.
Not first class.
Of course not. Company policy.
By the time he gets in, he'll be exhausted.
And he won't have had time to incorporate those new figures I sent him in his report.
He'll be hungry and tired.
I've arranged for the chauffeur to bring him straight here, not to the hotel.
Like a lamb to the slaughter, gentlemen.
Morning. Club. British Airways new business class delivers you ready to do business.
Pleasant trip.
Yes, thank you. New Club from the world's favorite airline.
Electricity is behind so many of the good things in life today. That's what makes it such a great deal for everyone.
A videotape that guarantees original brilliance and sharpness even after 500 plays? This is the tape that does it. BASF. Because every time you play it, or play it again, or record over it, play after play after play, the original brilliance and sharpness always comes through. So if you're looking for the videotape that just keeps coming back for more, ask for BASF. Because play after play after play, the original brilliance always comes through.
Veteran Charlie Simmer scored at 29 seconds into overtime tonight to give Pittsburgh the victory over Montreal by a 4-3 score at the Montreal Forum. And we've been watching the Toronto-Chicago game at Maple Leaf Gardens. Let's go there now for this action from Toronto.
Shot. And we welcome you people who have watched Pittsburgh defeat the Canadiens in overtime to this game in Toronto. I'm Bob Cole with Harry Neal. It's a 3-2 game for Chicago. Toronto trying to go in there. They've outshot the Hawks 46-35. But Stapleton's goal at 12:49 of the second period, the margin now.